Now we're going to look at the very interesting chart of John Lennon, who was in the Beatles, born October 9th, 1940, at 1830, Liverpool, England. If you were to look to the eastern horizon when he was born, you would see the sign of Pisces, or the constellation associated with the sign of Pisces, rising at 26 degrees in 40 minutes. This becomes the most effective point of every house. First thing we want to do is look at how the planets are operating and when the planets are operating. So we'll see what the functional nature of the planets are. So you have 12 houses that discuss every issue in life. The 6th, the 8th, and the 12th houses can bring challenges. If any planet falls in these houses, it can become weak, and if it's a multricona sign in those houses, it can cause challenges in life. So we see in the 6th house, which is the house of challenges and debts and health issues, it is ruled by the 5th sign. So multichrona signs are 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11. So the 5th sign refers to Leo. It's ruled by Sun. So Sun becomes functional malefic for this chart. And we see in the 8th house, the 7th sign Libra, ruled by Venus. Venus becomes functional malefic. And in the 12th house, we find the 11th sign of Aquarius, ruled by Saturn. Saturn becomes functional malefic. All the other planets are functional benefic and do not cause harm unless during certain afflicting transits. And K2 and Rahu, which are malefic for every chart, also can cause some issues. So first, let's look at each of the planets and their strength and what they give. Sun is at 23 degrees. We know it's a functional malefic planet, and it's very close. It's within 5 degrees of the ascendant sign. So 26 and 23, 3 degrees. So any planet that's within 5 degrees has some impact, whether it's aspect or transit or conjunction. And if it's close to the ascendant, it has some good strength as well. So it is functional malefic. It rules this house of health, and it is found in the house of partnerships. So Sun represents father, and because it is functional malefic, it gave an absent dad, and Sun also relates to eyesight, and so he had poor eyesight. Moon is at 10 degrees. It rules the house of children, investments, education, and it is placed in the house of income. So it gave 2 sons and great income. It's very strong in his chart. Then we have Mars at 9 degrees, which rules this house of fame, the second house of wealth and fame, recognition, longevity of the marriage or stability of the marriage. And it is found in the 7th house of partnerships. So through partnerships in the Beatles, he gained fame and success. Mercury is at 15 degrees and rules this house of partnerships. And it is found in the 8th house of research and obstacles. And this also gave issues, good ability to research and write poetry and songs, but also because it's in this eighth house of obstacles, it gave 2 divorces. Jupiter is at 20 degrees, and it is ruling the house of career, and it is found in the second house of wealth and recognition. So it gave Jupiter has to do with singing, songwriting, publishing. Gave great success, and also it represents wife and children. So it gave 2 sons. Venus is at 10 degrees. It rules the the eighth house of research and obstacles as well. And it represents wife, and it is functional malefic. And so it gave research, and it's in this house of health, and gave a wife with performing arts and conflicts with wives. Saturn is functional malefic because it rules this 12th house. It is at 20 degrees, and it is found in this house of wealth and fame and continuation of the marital bond. It also rules rules this house of addictions. So he had addiction problems, and it felt separate, and that gave him his songwriting ability and gave loss in the stability of marriage. Rahu and Ketu at 17 degrees, and Ketu is found in the house of life purpose, so gave it a spiritual life purpose. And Rahu is in this house of partnerships, gave desire for partnerships in the Beatles. And these 2 functional malefics are not afflicting anything, so they are benign. So as well as I don't think Saturn is also afflicting anything, no, and I don't think that Sun is afflicting anything. Let's see, Sun 23, no, and I don't think that Venus is afflicting anything. So yeah, so all of the functional malefics are somewhat benign. The remedies for the chart would be to strengthen his weak planets, which are Jupiter, Mercury, and Mars, and as well as Moon. And then to give to charities and do some chanting to transform Rahu, Ketu, Venus, Sun, and Saturn. Now, if we look at when the planets are operating, so Pisces is a dual water sign, gave him real emotional compassion, empathy, and the ability to write about his emotions. The Beatles were formed in 1961 during a Rahu-Jupiter period. Again, Rahu gives desire, and Jupiter has career. So a strong desire to get together with the Beatles and have career through that. Got together with Yoko Ono married Yoko Ono in 1969 during a Rahu-Venus, Venus's wife, desire for wife, period. Then he was killed, shot, dead, during a in December of 1980 during a Jupiter-Saturn period. Saturn is death-like experiences, and Jupiter, yeah. So with at that time, K2 was transiting the 12th house. So unexpected experiences, happenings in the 12th house. So end of life. So this is the chart for John Lennon. If you wish to learn about transformational Vedic astrology, you can go to our website at www.vastucreations.com or American Institute of Vastu.com.